Since Chad Bowden's arrival on campus, he has set out to assemble a super team in the front office. SC has added multiple superstars over the last 2 weeks, and to sweeten the pot even more, they've come from USC's rivals. At such a young age, what Chad is doing could be revolutionary in the sport. No program in America is investing into the front office like USC is. So in today's Trojan Update, we'll meet our new front office additions, we'll discuss USC's new defensive signings, and we will also be reacting to all the introductory press conferences that took place this morning. What's up, guys? My name is Gabe and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. This is a Wednesday, February 5th edition of the Trojan Update. We have a lot to talk about today, so as always, if you are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you would like to help support the channel, I do have links to both channel memberships here on YouTube, as well as the Trojan Blade Patreon. And again, those are linked down below in the description. All right, like we talked about in the intro, Chad Bowden has been a man on a mission since he arrived at USC. Another massive addition was made in the hiring of former Wisconsin general manager, Max Steinecker. As Matt Zenit says, one of the top rising stars in the college front office world. He then goes on to say that he previously worked with Bowden at Cincinnati. He's the third hire that Bowden's made in recent days, along with Illinois Director of Player Personnel, Dre Brown, and Notre Dame Director of Player Personnel, Zaire Turner. So whether you listen to the national people or the local Wisconsin guys, this is a massive, massive loss for the Wisconsin football program. This guy truly has a bright future ahead of him. And if you go look at what Wisconsin is doing both in recruiting and in the portal, it becomes very clear why they're so upset. They've been recruiting at a much higher clip ever since Max became the GM. He's been doing a fantastic job. He relates to the players. And this is just another young, energetic guy to put into that front office. And I wouldn't say USC and Wisconsin are rivals. I do think we could brew something up there in the coming years. But still, to harm a Big Ten foe like that, to get a guy that I think is going to blend in and fit perfectly with this front office, and a guy that is hailed as one of the top risers in the sport, this is yet another home run hire by Chad Bowden. A very impressive Rolodex for such a young guy. And as Lincoln Riley said in his presser today, there are a few more hires still to come. But moving off the Steinecker news and just talking about this front office at large, I'm normally not a person that reads too much into press conferences, especially in the Lincoln Riley era at USC. There is a ton of coach speak. You hardly can actually pull anything from these little pressers. But man, today I thought we got a lot of insight into what's going on with this football program. And guys, it's exactly what we wanted. It's exactly what we've been talking about here on this channel for months. Lincoln Riley flat out said that Chad Bowden and the front office is going to run the show with recruiting and with the roster construction. Yes, it's going to be a partnership. Yes, Lincoln's going to have a say. But at the end of the day, Lincoln Riley's the coach and Chad Bowden is the GM. He's the one that's going to build the roster. He's going to lead the charge with recruiting, and Lincoln Riley and the rest of the coaches get to get back to doing what they do best. And yes, that is coaching football. It's not schmoozing donors. It's not flying all over the country to recruit these kids. Having an elite and dedicated personnel department is going to be a game changer for all our coaches, but Lincoln Riley more than anybody else. I still believe that he is an elite coach. We haven't gotten elite results, and his decision-making has kind of gone off a cliff over the last 2 years. Now, why is that? I think it's because he's had way too much on his plate. He's been acting as the head coach, as the offensive coordinator, as the play caller, as the GM, as the head of scouting. He's been doing everything, and it's way too much. He's now just going to be focusing on coaching football, and that in turn is going to make our team much, much better, in my opinion. This is an NFL operation any way you look at it. And when you look around the country, no one's dumping the amount of money into their front office like we are. This is a trend-setting move by Jen Cohen, by Lincoln Riley, and by Chad Bowden. The commitment to building this thing up is absolutely there. And when you look at the Trojan front office, they're all young, they're all really smart, and they've all had big success in the different places they're coming from. I love what we've done here. And if this season goes well for us, you watch, the entire country is going to be trying to replicate what we did with our front office. And again, just so excited for the spring portal window to open. Very excited to see our guys in action. And yeah, overall, after the pressers today, feeling much better about the overall direction of this program. All right, next up, we did have a coach departure. As you see on your screen, USC assistant linebacker coach Bryson Allen Williams, aka Coach Baugh, is going to be heading to Georgia. Heard nothing but outstanding things about Coach Baugh. He was super good to me in my very brief interactions with him. So wishing Coach nothing but the best. All right, next up, USC has announced the full coaching staff for the 2025 season. As we talked about last week, Luke Heward has been named the offensive coordinator. That was the clear choice. And guys, I said it before, I'll say it again. Whoever the offensive coordinator is for USC right now is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I'm sure there's some day-to-day or operational stuff that's different with Luke Heward there, but on game day, the offense is Lincoln Riley. That's it, end of story, no discussion. I do have all the coaches up there on screen right now. And guys, let me tell you, if you have not seen Rob Ryan's presser yet, please, I implore you to go watch that entire thing. The dude is an absolute lunatic in the best way possible. I do have a couple shorts up from those pressers on this channel, but yeah, Rob Ryan was just next level crazy. I don't want to spoil anything for you if you haven't seen it, so as soon as this video is done, please go check it out. All right, next up, since it is National Signing Day, we did get 2 more signings into the 2025 class. So crazy what National Signing Day is now. When I was a kid, I would beg my parents to stay home from school just so I could watch it on TV, but now it's just kind of an afterthought with the early signing day being the real one. But we did sign 3-star defensive lineman Jaden Ramos. He is 6'5", 240 pounds from Conroe, Texas. The first thing you notice when you watch this kid, oh my God, his motor is crazy. The closing speed is insane, and the violence when he gets to the quarterback or ball carrier is next level. This kid's got the physicals, he's got the mentality. However, he is a bit of a project. He doesn't really know what he's doing yet. He's just out there on instincts and athleticism. Don't think he's gonna play this year at all. He actually reminds me a lot of a guy like Devin Tompkins. He also has a basketball background, but man, this kid could be an absolute menace down the line. We also signed a 3-star linebacker named AJ Tuiteli, 6'3", 205 pounds from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is another project long-term player for us. Again, this is another kid with an insane motor, really good athlete, really good feet, very violent player. He likes to hit, not afraid to come up and play the run at all. He actually was signed to Washington State earlier in the cycle, got out of his letter of intent, and now has officially signed with USC. Again, not a guy that's going to play this year, but another one of those long-term 3-star projects that could be a good player down the road. All right, now getting back into the pressers, just a few things that stood out to me to wrap this video up. When talking about his roster construction philosophy, Chad Bowden said he wants to major in high school and minor in the portal. He also said that California high school football is the best in the country and that he does plan on attacking the state of California with recruiting. Now that's music to my ears, I know it is to all of you as well. And what I thought was really interesting was his focus on culture. He said that when you recruit kids from high school, even during the course of the entire recruitment, you are implementing your culture into them. So by the time they're on campus, by the time they're a second-year player, they're either completely bought in and all about your culture, or they're not in your program anymore. I really like that philosophy. And while he didn't get too far into the specifics of what his plan is, to hear that, and obviously we'll wait to see it be implemented, but to hear him say that is a very good start for me. And again, I would recommend you all go and watch these pressers for yourself. But one thing that really stood out to me and I can't get out of my head was when Lincoln Riley was talking about the front office. And he was talking about how he and Chad are gonna work together, how they already have a great relationship. But when he said that Chad and the front office were gonna run the show with recruiting and the scouting side of things, he really just looked so relieved. And look, do I still have my doubts about Lincoln Riley? Absolutely. Do I think he has to win this year or he should be gone? Yes, I do. But at the same time, I can acknowledge the insane amount of stuff he had on his plate, and I can't even imagine the mental toll that on top of the losing would take on him. These had to have been a draining last 2 years. Now look, could he have done more to help himself? Absolutely. We all know the stuff he did hanging on to Grinch, hanging on to Emmerich, but just the overall relief he had, he sort of took this big breath out when he said it. I don't know, something tells me that this is gonna work, and I just really believe in where the program's heading. I feel more optimistic than I have in months. Again, I'm not a big press conference guy. I want to see things put into action, but man, they said all the right things today. Chad Bowden's presser got me fired up. It sounds like they have a plan, and it sounds like a good one. So again, very excited to see what they do. And I almost forgot one more thing before we get out of here. Clay Helton has received a new 5-year deal that's going to extend him through the 2029 season. I know a lot of people have issues with Clay, but I will say I'm very happy to see him succeeding. It seems like he's really found a place that fits him well. I'm very happy for him personally that he's gone on and found success. Whatever you'll say about him, he's a very good man, a very good person, and people like that deserve to succeed in life, no matter if he was the right coach at USC or not. But guys, that is all I have for you. I am going to be doing a full deep dive, a longer sort of video on the USC front office. I will put that out after the other hires are announced. Really excited about that video. This sort of stuff really intrigues me. But yeah, guys, if you did happen to enjoy the video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for all the support. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.